Good day! Today will be the presentation of our case study that was chosen from the Cases for Review 1, Legal Mitigations, entitled The Tipping Issue. And I am here today, Denise Osho, together with my co-members, Mr. Judel Cipilio and Ms. Mary Grace Lazaro, to discuss the results of our case study. For better understanding what the case study is all about, let me present you our case. To summarize the situation, Laura, the restaurant server, refused to serve some of the guests because they had not left tipping from the last time she served them. And for Emily, the lounge and bar manager, she couldn't deal with the situation afterwards. As a former server, she knew how important the tipping is to her staff because of the low wage. And she was unsure how to deal with the situation and how to address Laura because of this. As for executive summary, servers refused to execute their job for various reasons, one of which was the issue of tipping. How may a server refuse just because of it, and how will the management deal with it? It's critical to get to the bottom of why person is denying as these exchanges occur. And for the background of the study, as a lounge and bar manager, aside from managing the business aspect of the bar, such as maintaining current liquor license, one of the most important part of their job was hiring and training staff to provide excellent service to every customers. And as for restaurant servers, aside from taking orders, payments, of course they have to maintain the reputation of establishment by serving and assisting every guest. According to Boitnat 2014, if your job requires employee supervision, you'll inevitably be forced to deal with at least one difficult employee. Among the types of difficult employees you'll encounter are those who feel entitled to have things exactly the way they want. These employees may refuse to take on a task because they simply don't want to do it. And as this interaction occur, it is important to get to know the root why the staff is refusing. Hindi tayo pwede mag-jump into conclusion and ask yourself, are you asking unreasonable requests? And if that employee offers a reason, listen to it and decide whether it is a valid reason. In many cases, however, refusal can be seen as insubordination, and of course it will reflect badly on you as a manager and will deplete overall office morale.
So now let's discuss the case evaluation of this case analysis. In this case analysis, there are two issues focused on. The first is how you've been dealing with your staff as a manager when they refuse to do their job during work hours. The second one is how the management or manager will deal with the same situation that will occur in the future. According to WOL 2021, in 2019, 79% of employees reported being disengaged in their work. Disengaged employees often exhibit difficult behavior as a result of their frustration. Difficult employees are bad news for business owner. They can create toxic work environment and lead to the higher staff turnover, lower performance, and poor customer relationship. Moreover, refusal to finish an assignment can be misinterpreted as insubordination and reflect poorly on you as a manager. And now, let's talk the proposed solution for this case analysis. According to SHRM, the first thing to do is make sure that there's no witch hunt, that facts truly are facts, and they can change, so be careful here, and to have an approach similar to a jurist in a court case. And because of that, our group proposed three solutions, which are penalty policy, implementing service charge, and lastly, rules to be considered. Penalty policy. According to Western Michigan University 2022, for violation of any of the following rules, an employee shall be subject to penalties ranging from a formal written warning notice and including discharge, a neglect of duty.
Part of the manager's job is to discipline every staff members under them. Due to some factors, where one of your staff neglect to perform their duty has to be solved by the managers by giving them affiliate penalties. To bring it back to what the study was about, what could the manager take if some of your staff refuses to do their job for some reason that you somehow know from your own experience. Given that the situation is simple, the manager should take an action to prevent this. For the evaluation of this case, the result of the study led us to conclude that this action might cause a lot of damage to the management itself and the staff neglected. And if the management didn't take an action with regard to this, the employee will not know that what they were doing wasn't right anymore. We recommended that the management should give a penalty for the action they've caused. And also, service charge should be implemented for an additional payment to the staff and the management. And lastly, rules that will guide the staff to do their job without hesitation. To solve this case, here are the ways on how the management will implement the proposed solution. First, the management should propose a clear policies to the establishment so that they already know what are the part of their duties they have to perform. Second, the manager should propose a penalty whenever an employee doesn't fulfill the tasks they have been assigned. Tolerating action wouldn't improve management, so you better act. And lastly, the manager should inform the customers about the service charge implementation that will be added to their bill, when it will happen, and the purpose of it.